What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Head Startup. So thanks very much for all of the support on the video so far. I've been getting a lot of questions from people who are just getting into the investing game, and the most common question I've been getting is, where do I start when I try to pick a stock? There's thousands of stocks there. How do I know which one is the right one for me? Well, unfortunately, there's no simple answer to that question because every investor is completely different. Everybody has different amounts of capital, everybody has different attitudes to risk, so there's no one answer that I can give to everybody. What it's really about is finding a portfolio of stocks that will suit your risk appetite and suit the strategy that you want to go with. So, for instance, just an example, you might want to be investing in companies that pay high dividends, so you'd be a dividend stock investor, or you might be more focused on companies that are trying to drive the share price of their company up. So that would be kind of looking at more growth stocks. But there's lots of different strategies that you can do. So the most important thing that you can do at the start is to try and decide what your strategy is and what kind of appetite you have for risk. That will really help you when you go and try and look for some stocks to invest in. And when you get to that stage, there's one really handy tool that can help you narrow down the big list of thousands of different stocks into like a manageable maybe list of maybe 5 to 10 stocks where you can do some further research. So the website I'm talking about is Finviz. So Finviz is a really good free tool. On it, you have a stock screener. This helps you filter down from thousands of stocks down to a few based on your own personal criteria. There's a lot of different filters that you can apply to it. Say, for instance, the company's P ratios, the volume, what country they're based in, the market cap, the dividend yield. There's lots of them. So this is always the first step I go to whenever I want to try and build a list of interesting companies that I want to do more research on. So I'll take you through a tour of the website now and show you exactly how it works and how you can get the most value out of it yourself and all the different filters and options that you have on the website. Okay, so let's firstly just look at the homepage here for Finviz. So Finviz is more or less free. So about 90% of the things you can do on here are completely free. They do have an elite package, but for a casual trader, you're not really going to need that at all. For instance, if you wanted to like export some of the data here to Excel and all that and do some of your own analytics, you'd need the elite package. But for any casual traders, it definitely is enough to just work away on the free version here. So the only price you'll pay is you might get a lot of pop-up ads on the website, but it's not too bad at all. It's still a very, very good website. So firstly, on the homepage here, they give you a quick summary of how the market has performed. So it gives you just the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500, how it is doing on the particular day, which is nice to just get a quick snapshot of that. One thing I also like about the homepage here is they give you a little snapshot of all the different stocks that have hit new highs. There's ones with unusual volume, ones with the most volatility, and ones that have been downgraded, ones that have had some insider trading. So it really is a useful little tool. I always pop onto maybe once a day just to see which ones are kind of appearing in this little section. So you can find a few interesting stocks this way as well. So you can have a look into some of the highest gainers there maybe and just find out what the reasons are behind why they're spiking so much in the price, or the same for some of the losers, why they're crashing. It's just interesting to see what is really happening in the markets. And then below this is more suitable for day traders, but they have a lot of kind of the patterns that are appearing in the market as well. So the different kind of stocks and what patterns, the signals are appearing in their trade prices. One other thing I really like on the homepage is they give you this kind of snapshot of the different industries and sectors and how they are performing. So you can, at a very short glance, you can see what industries are performing well and which ones are struggling on that particular day. So as you can see here, technology is a bit of a mixed bag. There's all the bigger companies like Apple and Microsoft have been doing okay today, having marginal kind of gains, and then a lot of the rest of the industry you can see there is pretty much in red. And the same with, so it's very handy for just a very quick overview of how the market is going on that particular day. So also on this website as well, before I get into the screener, is they have a very good news feed. So the newsfeed here is been constantly updated with news articles and blogs. So it's a great place to just keep up to date and see if there's any interesting articles here related to your stocks, or find interesting stories that might lead you to further investigate a particular stock. So I'll leave it at that really for the website. There's a few other features on it, but the most important thing we're here for obviously is the screener. So now if you would click on the banner here, there is a screener button here. Just click on that and that will take us to the screener. Okay, so let's look at the stock screener there now. So obviously you can see here it's a massive database. It has at the moment here when I have no filters on it, there's 7,610 different stocks that you can filter through. So that can be a bit daunting for any new investors. Obviously, you'd probably be looking at this and saying, how am I going to filter these down to just a handful of stocks to look into? Once you know your kind of your rough strategy and kind of the risk levels that you're willing to take, you'll be able to pick out the relevant kind of filters here on the list, and that will whittle it down very fast into ones that really are kind of applicable to what you are looking for. So let's have a quick look at the different ones available here that you can filter by. So they have a few different sections here, kind of descriptive ones, fundamental, technical, and you can put all of them together in one pane. So I'm just going to do that. I always like to look at them all in one go. So as you can see, there's a massive list of different filters that you can apply to that database. So once you get to know all of these terms, these are common kind of criteria that people look for when they're analyzing stocks. So once you get a handle of all these, you'll be able to talk shop with anybody, even the best investors out there, and you'll be able to understand everything that's going on. So let's have a look at some of the more kind of common ones that people have a look at the whole time. So you have ones in here called the market cap. So the market cap is just basically the size of the company. So you can have a look at kind of mid cap, large cap, or even small cap ones between, say, even less than 300,000 of the size. So that'd be like nearly looking at penny stocks kind of levels. There's also interesting ones here. Say, for instance, like if you had a strategy where you're looking for stocks that pay high dividends, you can have a look at the dividend yield here and look for stocks that pay high yielding dividends. So a stock that maybe pays more than 5% every year. And if you hover over any of these filters, it will give you a description of what it means, which is really handy as well. So other ones that are really good there as well, you can kind of filter by the sector. You can filter by, say, for instance, if the companies have been listed in the last few years. So you can filter by, say, even look at companies that have IPO'd in the last year. So you can look at things like the volume of trading that's happening with that particular stock. You can look at things like its earning growth. You can look at things like its debt to equity ratio. There's so many different things. Obviously, another popular one there is the PE ratio. That is one you probably hear a lot. So let's have a look at a few filters and just see how quickly that you can bring it down from 7,600 stocks to just a few. So for instance, I'm just going to pick a few different filters here. So market cap, I'm just going to look at large companies. So as you can see, that automatically brought it down from 7,600 down to 802. And so maybe I want to just look at stocks that are paying kind of high dividends. So if we go to the dividend yield here, and I say I want kind of more than 4% of the share price. So I'm going to select 4% and let's see how much that brings it down by further. So if I want to go a bit further, I might have a look at maybe, say, for instance, the stock's beta. So I'll have a look at a stock with a beta between 1 and 1.5. And let's see how much that brings it down by. So that brings me down to just 29 stocks. And let's filter it down a little bit more again. And let's say, for instance, I'll have a look at the average volume. So I want average volume of, say, over 750K. And that knocks it down to 20. So there's 20 stocks on my list. I'm probably not happy with that again. There's too many to be looking into in one particular time. So I will have a look now at the PE ratio. So I just want a stock with a PE ratio that is under 20. So just for illustration purposes, I filtered it down again just to 4 stocks, just so we can show you the rest of the analytics parts here. Once you have it filtered down to your last few, there's a few more options then where you can further drill down. So let's see here. You have your overview and then your valuation. So your valuation section here will give you a lot of key ratios like your PE ratio, your PEG, and your price to book ratio, etc., and your earnings per share. So this is handy for comparing your last few stocks against each other. You can see clearly the differences between each of the different stocks. Then on the financials tab, you can see more interesting kind of metrics like your return on equity, your return on income, your current ratio, your quick ratio. The performance tab here, for instance, you can see the performance the last week, the last month, the last quarter, the last year. So, and the level of volatility and the volume that it's been traded at. So there really is a really good bank of information that you can find on these stocks even before you delve into them further. So it's handy as well. You can see all the charts for the ones you've selected all on one screen. So it's easy just to compare, contrast what direction the prices are trending in. And I think the charts are pretty good here and they draw trend lines on them and everything. Another tab that I really like on it is the news section. So you'll be able to find all the latest articles and track back what is the latest kind of the news and stories relating to the companies that you're looking at and really have a look at those and see is there anything that really stands out. So it's important to remember this is just the first step in the process of finding stocks to invest in. So have a go at it, have it mess around with the filter here and see what comes up for yourself. And leave me know in the comments what you found, or if you found any interesting stocks that you want to look into further. So where you kind of go to next after this, then you might have a look at the investor section of that company's website. You might have a look on Google for more relevant articles that are not appearing in this Finviz website. So I hope this video was useful for people who are just starting out in their investing journey. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover, drop it in the comments there. I'd obviously love to keep giving you kind of most relevant content for people who are just starting out. So let me know if there's anything that you would like me to cover. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so the latest videos pop up on your feed.